What's going on this good day, good people? True results. We're gonna get right back into a new development in the young Dolph case. But first, let me give y'all my feedback on what's going on, what I think is going on with this Tyre Nichols case. Now, we all have seen that in the states, not guilty all the way around the board, right? Not the feds, but in the state. Now, in the state case, they had to go get same thing they did for straight drop with the Dolph trial, but that didn't pan out. They went to go get an all-white jury from out of Shelby County, from a whole different county. I believe it's Hamilton County, if I'm not mistaken, but it doesn't matter. They went and got an all-white jury from another county to come back with a not guilty, unanimous, not guilty around the board, right? Now, we all feel some type of way. The conversation that I have been seeing is, what would be the emotion if these guys was all white? That's a great question. It doesn't matter. The thing that matters in this situation doesn't matter the color. It matters the crime, the excessive use of force, all the way to death. Until this day, who knows why a man has to get beaten to death for such a minor violation. Now, they have went dug up all kind of Scooby snack, minute, what they call dirt. In case a lot of y'all missed it, like that's a reason, like that's justification. It's that they said they went and got a dude that put him on the stand, a college dude, high school dude. They said they found this high school student's ID in Tyre Nichols' car. If that wasn't enough, they went and got all the elites, the good old boys from the police department, and put them on the stands, talking about how good of guys these is. They went and got the ones who trained them. They went and got all the ones to vouch for these guys that's a part of the good old boy system, right? And put them on stand to come back with a not guilty on all counts. Now, that's not what we seen on the video. That's not what the feds, and don't forget, the feds already got them on civil rights violations, right? Now, why would they do such a thing when the video clearly shows the definition of a crime being committed? How would they come back with not guilty, and why? I'm gonna tell y'all what I think. Now, don't forget about the $500 million lawsuit that, in my personal opinion, would bankrupt the city of Memphis, Shelby County, if they was to win that civil judgment, which is still pending. Now, I'm not 100% fluent in the law, but things are looking like this jury was coerced to come back, right? Come back. Not one African American on the jury from a different county. What did that sound like? What does that sound like? Sounds like a cover-up. We would never know. But for them to come back with all not guilty, unanimous, and look at these guys. They have no remorse. What gives them the right in these photos to be hugged up. And you can look in the eyes of the devil. Look, you can look in the eyes of the devil. They had no remorse when they was doing it. Look at him. He got a smile on his face. Still no remorse. And this is what I call corruption at its finest. And once again, this is my take on it. It all has to do with that $500 million, that liability that will bankrupt the city of Memphis. And if they will go to these lengths to save, not about Tyre Nichols, but about not having that blanket, that stigma, to vindicate these guys who beat a man to death. Doesn't matter the color, but since it was black on black, who really cares and who has ever cared? So it's not about them, these guys. It's not about Tyre. It's about saving face and that money that will bankrupt the city of Memphis. And that's my take on the Tyre Nichols. Now, what effect this will have on the, because they still have to be sentenced in the federal, but they've been vindicated of the criminal charges. The federal is for civil rights violation. I don't see how you can have one without the other. And this man lost his life for nothing, and they still don't get the message about these rogue units. When they put these guys in unmarked cars with their tattoos and they gang affiliations, and they send them into the hood with no supervision, it happens again and again and again. And unbeknownst to y'all, they have since created a whole nother of the same thing, a whole nother Scorpion unit with a different name. So I don't want to hear all that. This is a topic for discussion that we're going to have to delve into a little bit more, because it all stems from the same system, broken. And with that being said, y'all let me know how y'all feel about it, about the verdict, about what y'all think about the monetary judgment, about the injustice in the comment section. And we will continue this conversation. Might have to turn on the live for this one so the people can speak, because it's worth it. Now let's get over here to Govan and let me get on out of here. True.
It's second nature, bro. I mean, I'm just riding out, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, gotta come up hard in Orange Mound. It was just rough coming up where I came up here. I grew up as a, people know me as a hustler, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if you know, you know what I'm saying? That's all I ever been about. You know what I'm saying? I always say online, and that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? My heart don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Bro, the environment I come from, bro. It ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? But from a legal standpoint or perspective, it changed. You know what I'm saying? Certain stipulations to how I can move around and.
Well, they say Govan was the one who recruited the shooters to kill young Dolph, while the defense says otherwise. Hernandez Govan pled not guilty for what the county says was his role in the 2021 murder of young Dolph. Prosecutors say that Govan was the one to introduce the alleged shooters Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith to Big Juke, who the prosecution said put a $100,000 hit out on young Dolph.
The charges are at trial. There's a conspiracy count that for him carries up to 40 years. There is the murder count that carries life in prison.
We're pleading not guilty in this case, and we'll get to trial on July 28th.
But Manny Aurora, Govan's attorney, says his client is not guilty of the murder or the conspiracy charges, and he is not the mastermind of young Dolph's murder.
You know, there's all been rumors about he's this or he's that, and I think hopefully we can put all that stuff to bed.
As you heard about Hernandez Govan, he was cooperating in this investigation. He met with law enforcement on at least 2 occasions pursuant to a proffer agreement, which meant he was allowed to go in and give information and not have his words used against him later.
How much money was it supposed to be?
$100,000 on Dolph.
And had you agreed to do this hit?
Yes, sir.
Had Justin agreed to do this hit?
Yes, sir.
We all going to do it together?
Yeah, they been on it, but yeah.
Was there any arrangements as far as splitting the money or anything?
Yeah, me and him supposed to be giving Quit $10,000 apiece.
All right, so you and him are going to give Govan $10,000 apiece?
Yeah.
And how much are you going to get?
I was getting 40, he was getting 40.
Okay.
Layman's terms, short version. Yo Gotti, CMG. Bad as they don't want to say it. Eventually going to be labeled as a criminal organization. They had a boss, Yo Gotti. They had an underboss, Juke. Half and half. One was the front for ongoing criminal activity, right? The boss always get filtered, and the underboss is the filter, right? Juke is gone. Teasy is gone. The underboss has capos that will be Teasy, right? Capo has soldiers that will be Straight Drive Cornelius and all the rest of the boys, right? Both of them gone. What role did Govan play? Right? Now, if in case y'all forgot, this is what I'm gonna add to this story. In case for those who didn't know, Govan ain't make it this far by not being affiliated with some big dogs in the underworld, right? There's a long story behind that, but just remember Craig Pettis, and then you'll have a clue of what role he plays, or what role he played. Now, with all of this coming out, people have since gave him the cold shoulder, and the only people that he got in his corner is the ones that I would say his handlers, the federal government, right? Now, why would everything be secret around Govan? And he's the only one that got. How can you be the alleged mastermind, and then you the only one that get bond for what you brought together to get Dolph out of here? And everything, every record of you is sealed. You think that's by the state? Nah, that's by the feds. His proffer agreement, whatever is in there, is sealed too. He done told a whole lot of information. Some could be true. And from my information, he has violated their proffer agreement. Therefore, meaning they caught him in a lie, or a couple of lies, for information that he left out. And that's why they're forcing him to go to trial right now. Because the sweet deal that he thought he had, once they catch you in a lie, all deals off the table. They gave you a deal that you turned down. And now, the only thing that he's been thinking with the one he protecting would be Yo Gotti is to silence Cornelius. That's why they got Cornelius and most of his family took. Because they want Cornelius. Now, you can have testimony on record, but then in the court of law, they want you on the stand. So if they was to get to Cornelius and silence his breath, his voice, then then they'll have some leeway. But the feds are already on to that. Now, what Cornelius knows and what he's been around will link a whole lot of information against Govan, and link the gang, and add to the activities of Big Jook, who's the underboss of what on the surface what appears to be a legit company. Used to be Cocaine Music Group until 50 Cent got into your big head's ear and told him, "Nah, you're gonna scare out the great whites unless you change your name to CMG, change it to something that's more appealing." So what I'm saying is, what is coming to is that before July the 28th get here, I'm expecting some major developments. Now I got my ear to the street and the ear everywhere like a fly on the wall, because I'm gonna say it one more time. Since if Govan makes it to this trial and doesn't cop a plea, which I don't think that's gonna happen, because like I said in the last video, when they start spending money, you going to trial. And the way that the DA and Hagerman say, we already got him dead to the right. We tried to you play chess with him. He's the one that connected all the dots and told us a whole hell of a lot of information. And before we can get to Gotti, they clipped Big Jook. Before we can get the teaser, they got him out the way. Now, who put in their work? Y'all gotta ask yourself that question. So as it sits now, like I said one more time, if this guy makes it to trial, because he can just go on the run, if they not monitoring him, which I'm assuming they would have to be, or they facilitating whatever he got going on, then if he don't come up like the rest of them boys come up unalive, then he can cut out this little ankle bracelet and go on a run. Like I said, I have yet to show y'all that when I be speaking about them condominiums in Houston, oh yeah, that's a subliminal to him. You know what that means. Yeah, so if you can catch the little flight one and a half hours from Memphis to Houston and back before anybody know you were gone, well, we already seen that you've been moving around as you please. They know it, but why they don't violate your bond conditions with all of that? We know it. So pretty soon I'm gonna stop doing it like this and just go ahead and drop the bomb. But I'm gonna wait, because you don't want them to know what you know. And one thing True know, spread information around and protect yourself. But it's real like that. So basically that's it for this video. I just want to make a video let y'all know what's on my mind and what I'm thinking about doing. It's just to go ahead and drop it. But I'm gonna wait a couple of more weeks, because even though it's just me and y'all, as you can see, what's the use of being scared when I could just be there? My name is TRURESULTS. Like, share, subscribe, I will support. Let me know what you think. Would Govan make it? Will he be unalive? Will he run off? Because I doubt if he wants to go to trial with all this information. And will he go ahead and will Gotti come save him with his presidential powers so that Gotti can get off? Because Govan holds power more than you know. So that's my question for today. And like, share, subscribe, I will support. In this video, it looks like I ain't said nothing. But for the people with that third eye open, I said something. Like, share, subscribe, I would support. Cash App $, True Results #2. We almost here. Justice for Mo 3 too, because that's how I started. Y'all see I'm doing all of this, and justice in the spirit of these two guys, I think it's all linked together. Into Texas, into Empire, and we have yet to get over there to Empire, because it's a link that y'all can't see that runs right along with the pipeline with big business all the way to California. What you think? What you think? You can see Mo 3 and Dolph. You think when Mo 3 went to Cali, he ain't link up with Dolph? You think Dolph ain't doing business in Cali wasn't setting up? Oh yeah, it's big like that. So let me get out of here. Y'all do the right thing. Support the channel. Stay blessed, stay true, and stay safe. I'm out. True.
Live it right.
I'll be
Gotta
back.
feed the blood, nigga. Starving nigga appetite.